Hi folks, just wait for some cars to pass. I'm in a national park kind of area, beautiful place where people go walks and stuff. I've got some maple floorboard. It's very faint, but I've marked out a spoon shape on it, and I want to make a spoon out of this maple floorboard. So let's go give it a crack. So we have a dead tree. Look at that. I could have sawed in. I could have went sawed in here and all that. But I'm doing it all with the axe, so why not? Again, the fingers up here, guys. Never have them like this. Fingers away. Have your fingers here, that's okay. But what happens if you come past here and your fingers sticking out? So always fingers tucked in. Safety first with that, guys. And because I've marked it out, I can visually kind of see where I need to remove and not remove material. I'll start with the bowl shaping as well. And the beauty about this maple, it's nice and cured. So it's very stable. It's very stabilized. Unlike greenwood. Even though greenwood will make an easier carve, also you're more susceptible to risks of drying cracks. Stuff I've definitely talked about in other videos. So a little bit more on this side. What we want to do, where the spoon is, we want to get that raised bit down flat on the back of it. There we go, levelled. Bit of rain falling. Borrow's not scared of a little bit of rain. That's my Grunsford's carving axe. Beautiful, the best in my opinion. What a beautiful axe that is. Wow. Axe for a great man. The axe for a great man. Let's see the recess in there. I've got to get rid of that. Gently. This is hopefully a spoon for a friend, I guess. So that, I'm sure the friend will know once I give him the spoon. I haven't said anything to him because I can make it in my own time, when I have time, kind of scenario. And like I said, because it's dry maple and dry wood in general, it can be a bit harder to carve. I want to get closer to the neck. See how I'm choking the axe, so I have more control in an area I need control. And you'll find as you're getting closer to certain parts of your carving, you'll choke it more. You'll choke the axe just for that control. And if it's a sharp axe like this one, you'll still get a lot of cutting power for minimal strength. It's roughly the shape of the bowl, so I'm pretty finished with that part. Nearly there. A little bit more around the trot. Nearly done there. See, I've said it in other videos that really take your time with the axe, because you get a lot of work done, get a lot of removal done. What are you looking at? Oh, it's just some old guy. I get a mate and he's just staring at me. He's got a problem with me carving. What an idiot. Anyway, and then he's driving past, he's gawking. Oh, people, please. It's like, yeah. But he'd never say anything to a big ginger. He would just look at him. He didn't even know, because what it was, he didn't even know what he was being a grouch about. He's just angry about himself and life, and who knows what he's got going on internally, like a lot of people, I guess. But it's starting to look like a spoon, isn't it? See? But yeah, take the time with the axe, because that's later on when you just got a blade, you want to get to a point where that's all just a bonus. It's not hours of removal, because you've done that work with the axe, if that makes sense. X. Whew. I actually get quite tired swinging an axe. Yeah, it's quite surprising. So we've leveled that, got the recesses out of the floorboard, because it's a floorboard. Probably do a little bit more around the neck, believe it or not, because that part is probably one of the hardest parts to carve, in my opinion, especially when you're not working with wet wood, which is why you'll find people that haven't been spoon carving for a long time, because that removal's a lot harder around this area. You'll find it looks very unfinished if you leave a lot of material around this part. And yeah, and people naturally will leave a lot of material around their bulky, like I used to when in my amateur days of spoon carving, because it was so hard getting that part, getting all that out with the blade, if that makes sense. So we're nearly there. I'm happy with my progress, because I don't think I've worked with maple before, not that I remember. Quite a beautiful wood with many uses. Now I've had maple syrup, which I believe it's also a good smoking wood as well, for like flavoured things that you smoke in a smoker or whatever. You can hear the cars. There's like a highway right there. I shouldn't say highway, more like a main road. It gets quite busy on the weekends, people coming out here. It's a Saturday today, so you get all sorts. I'm hoping actually I get this spoon done today. Now that would be a treat. And then even today, drop it off to the someone. Whew. Wow. Yeah, it gets quite busy in here. Quite busy. Just doing the finishing touches now. The beauty. Again, taking my time. That way the blade work is just going to be hopefully minimal, because that's really the hard part, and this really gets it away. I reckon that's it for the axe work. Now I'll get in the shelter of the van. Hey folks, so we're back in the van, back in the Borry van. I'm going to be using this beautiful jackknife pocket knife blade for carving this spoon, and I'm just going to have a good old carving yarn, I guess, while I'm carving it. Couple of things I wanted to talk about with you guys. So I might not be doing too many videos coming up, I really don't know, but please don't unsubscribe just because it goes quiet for a little bit, because it might, because I've got some things, good things, definitely challenging things that are on my plate. Don't want to go into that too much, but there are certain topics that I want to talk about that are quite, I think, deep, and could even change people's lives, I believe, what I'm about to talk about, if they could hear me. But I don't know how much I really want to share at this point, but I've come to some recent realizations. Maybe I'm hesitant to say revelations, because I feel like people throw that word around loosely, but I'm just going to say recent realizations. My whole life I was appealing to finding a wife, and I realized I was appealing because of that that motivation in my life. And I think if a lot of men were going to be really obvious, I don't believe a lot of men see it. I didn't see it for years, but I would say definitely to the younger men, sorry, my nose is really runny all of a sudden, that I've now realised my appeal has always been, should have been, to good men. And I've had my priorities twisted for far too long in life. And I realised, not necessarily pushed away, but some pushed away. I've even pushed men away out of my life that not only wanted to help me in different ways, in many different ways, but they were the only ones who could actually give me what I've always wanted. when it comes to stepping into being prepared as a man, being a provider as a man, and all that. And whether you want to call it career, it's much bigger than just career. Having the things that I've only dreamt of having. So I do believe, and I've believed this for a while, but now it's becoming so clear of who some of those people are as well in my life, is how do I say it to be clear and not too vague, but God has made it in a way of such where there's gatekeepers in our lives, and people that spiritually and physically, there is no separation in what I'm saying, hold the keys, hold the access to wealth, a whole myriad of gifts, abilities, careers, all of it. Predominantly men. And I realize a lot of men in my life in the past, friends, you name it, even though they were people I respected, and I wasn't, definitely most of them, I wasn't rude or trying to be disrespectful with them or trying to cut them off. I definitely saw things that I even admired about who they were as men, but it wasn't a priority for me, and it should have been. And this is all my perspective. I'm not saying I know everything about anything. I don't know. I don't feel like I genuinely don't feel like I know much about anything. Especially where I've been lately, like just the realizations and all that. And that's as far as I want to say on that. So maybe, maybe any of you guys could be watching this. Most of my viewers are men too, and I love that. And I really, whoever's watching this, any of you guys that I know in person or whatever, I just want to say as a man, I really do appreciate you guys. And especially what I'm realizing lately, more than ever. To keep it simple, I was appealing to women for things that I could never get from women. And in the end, that was a lesson. I wish I knew it. I wish I saw it before I went through it and made all the mistakes. My priorities were given elsewhere to the people that were always, some of them always in my life, those gatekeepers that held the keys, that were responsible with that. And the ones that actually had the ability to equip me and set me up in ways. So I'm a changed man. And that's definitely part of the reason why I'm going to be focusing on other things. See how it's coming along? Other things than, maybe I won't be. I don't really have a lot to say lately. It's not really about what I got to say, which is, I'm feeling like, it was a struggle like I felt like I haven't quite had yet with even doing the video today, where it was like, oh man, like, on one hand, You know, I want to keep connecting, and I love what kind of been happening on YouTube, and I really appreciate all the people that watch it. And yeah, it's been an amazing journey. But yeah, the videos might go quiet because I'm focusing on oh, bag just fell. You could hear it falling. I was like, what's that? Oh, it knocked the camera. Rude bag. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense, guys. So if you don't see too many videos pop up, I don't think I'm going anywhere else. You know, I don't think I'm abandoning the channel. I'm just shifting the energy, so to speak. Again, maybe didn't quite say it like this, but to any of the men from my past that were trying to connect and help me, because you probably did see things clearly, and it was how you're wired and how you're made, and you yeah, and my head was somewhere else, and there you go. I'm admitting it. Yeah, I've been very naive. In the most part, this is just being really real. I think my intentions have always been quite, whether they're rooted in naivety. That's a hard word for me to say. But they were, in the most part, fairly pure and open and honest. And but even that doesn't matter at this point, you know. So what matters now is for me, for me, guys. And I really mean that. I need to make that point. For me now, I need to shut up, realize this stuff that's becoming very real and stuff, because it's just God's grace that I haven't completely burnt some of those people that have always had the ability to actually take me somewhere, whatever that can mean. It's very broad. It's not one thing, you know, what I'm talking about. You know, and to any women or men even watching, please don't think I'm saying, oh, I don't care about women anymore or something. No. I'd love to one day meet someone and have the opportunity again to be married and all that, or have a wife or whatever. It's just not valued it's not a priority to me. Nor will it ever be. It's good when it comes and stuff, but me, I'm going to work on being a man and what that really means. I'm not going to sell out to the idea of a woman. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. It's a pretty heavy topic for me. But I do want to talk about it, and I will. And I know it's not for everyone to talk about this stuff, but I really do want to, in my way, help in this way, where I can, maybe there's someone out there that might get something out of this, and it might help make some murky waters clearer, and all that. And you know, I always talk about me. I'm called to be an encourager, so I'm not going to stop that. But yeah, it is exciting. It's very tough. There's some things I'm going to have to start again in my life. It really is. It's beginning again in so many ways. I love you guys. I really do love you all. And wow. So I'm hoping to get this spoon done tonight. Man, look at all the wood chips on my fan floor. Hey, yeah, what a mess. So I'm doing my Rococo swirl just down here, so it's going to be very elegant. I'll probably still thin out this area through here on the handle. I've done a little bit of bowl carving, but the bowl's fairly easy to carve. So, and the reason I leave it to last two, I've explained it in other videos. Before you carve into the bowl, you want to get this outside done first of where you want the bowl, of the parameters of the bowl to be. And you're always going to usually, you'll do a lot of this other side of the bowl. So the bottom of the bowl, you'll always do a fair bit on there, but you'll end up doing more once you carve out the bowl. The reason why is you don't want the bowl to be too thick in certain areas. You want it to be lightweight and beautiful and, you know, carved to, you know, perfection. So I'm going to be doing this. So I've marked the swirl. First, you cut into it. If anyone hasn't seen me do this one of mine, it's a favourite. Oh, look at that. This nice, I just sharpened this blade. Beautiful. Can feel it cut right in and accurate. Nice thin blade, which normally really thin blades aren't that good for carving because of a bunch of reasons. Because the shoulder actually stops you from cutting in too much, but this one's not too bad actually. I really like it. It's a really beautiful steel, one of the best steels I have, to be honest. Flex Cut USA, amazing. I have shown off this knife in other videos, but see how once I do that groove, I come up, cut off. See? Come up, cut off. I hope this shows well on when I do the cutting. I mean, or the editing. Sorry. Really. See? Come up, cut off, and you get really good at it. An accurate cut off. I mean, come up, cut off. See? The words for today. Come up and cut off. See? Beautiful. Look at that. Come up. Come up and see that? Oh. So I've definitely done work off camera, because I blared it a lot, because I talked a lot. I didn't just do it all about the spoon. It's a bit of a mix, this video. But see, I'm doing that, and you keep going around with that. Come up, cut off. See, now all that's done, where I've come up and cut off. So now it's probably the hardest part of this whole thing. What you do is you start above the grooves, and here it's hard because you've got to come in from both sides like this. And you'll see why. So see how I'm coming in from the top and the bottom, and you're kind of meeting the blade, meeting it, and then like that, come down, see, there you go. See, that's creating that recess, right? Don't worry about if it's not perfect, get it close, because that's where I'll use a lot of sandpaper to really fix that up. Oh man, so excited about this spoon. So excited. So it's harder coming before you come into under these swells, because you literally, once you got something to run into. So as soon as I get to this point, all I have to do is cut in and meet the other groove. So it's a lot easier. But until I get there, I need to be going top to bottom and gently splitting it and kind of meeting it, just to give it that, you'll see what I mean at the end of it, the effect this technique is going to give it, if that makes sense. See how it's creating that, the groove through there, right? So we're slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. So now, how I said I was grooving it, now it's easy. So watch this. I literally start on top of the other groove here, and I come all the way to this one and cut it off, just like we were doing at the start. And the reason why we're doing this is creating the Rococo effect. Look, it's going to look like a shell, like a beautiful shell. See how it's creating that flaring, that flaring. So that's why I do that effect. It's beautiful. And again, you will see. So see that? Beautiful. I like to make them nice and prominent, these cutouts. Give it a nice, you get really good at it too, this effect. It's not too hard to do, I don't think. See? Creating that beautiful flaring. And this, oh, I can't wait to give this spoon. It's a rush to me. It really is a rush to see someone go, wow, you made that, and they've got something unique, and people notice them. They're like, man, who made that spoon? Oh, it's Borry, you know. And a lot of my good friends and stuff have them, and then quite often years later I'll see someone, and they'll be like, that's a cool spoon, and then it clicks. It's like, that I made that, because I forget. I've made so much stuff. You kind of remember. I usually remember, oh yeah, now I remember, kind of thing. And I'm getting to the point where my old ones aren't embarrassing anymore, where there's definitely times when I was still learning where I'll go to look at my original stuff and I'm like, oh man, I sold that. Where now it's quite refined through experience and repetition and all of that. See? So yeah, like I'd say someone that bought a spoon off me 3-4 years ago, my stuff's a lot better now. Actually, even 5 years ago, actually big leap from at least 5 years ago. So it's a few years where I've done stuff where it's that plateau of, you know, my stuff is pretty up to scratch now, you know, the finished result, so to speak. So it's that plateau of, you know, micro you know, results. See, it's how it's becoming this beautiful shelly looking, like a shell, and that's why I named it the Rococo swell. Like a shell. It's a shell swell, you know. Shell swell. Shell swell 2000. And it's so cool, you know. I make this spoon, I gift it for a floorboard, you know, and then I also get to make this amazing video, you know. Oh, you know, maybe it's not amazing, but you know, I get to make this video and you guys can be a part of it, part of the process, you know. That's pretty cool. I think it's cool. See? Nearly done. So now I'm done a bit of work off camera. So I've thinned this part. So beautiful blend in. Done a little bit more thinning around the bottom neck. It's going to be a gorgeous spoon. It really is. So now I'm doing the bowl carve out. So I've got like a wider kind of spoon carving knife. I probably should dig one of my normal spoons out, actually. Spoon carving knives for a bigger spoon like this. Hook knives, sorry. Yeah, I might do that. But it's only really the bowl left as far as carving. And then a sand up. And we shall have, oh, guys, I love it. Long handle. To think that was a floorboard, maple floorboard, to a, oh, man, amazing spoon it's going to be. I can already, oh, and it feels amazing, like very sturdy, lightweight. Oh, that sound to it. It's going to be beautiful. So I got my nice flex cut other hook knife. It's not the pocket knife one. It's a little bit better for this. And I gently, hope the lighting's okay, guys. See how I'm holding it? And just gently, like I've said in other videos, each part that you carve with the bowl is a different position, essentially. And as you kind of do each part, you do a little bit here, then another position. And you get used to it. It can be annoying at first because you get comfortable with an angle and you want to stay there, you know. But once you've done it a few times, the different angles suddenly are okay and easy to navigate. So now we're going for the back. The trick is where you start, you want it nice and even, and then you kind of just get that nice flow out happening as it just comes slightly down the grain but slightly to the side, kind of effectively. That's how you kind of cut it. You can go across if you need be in certain parts, like this part. So I'm going to cross a little bit in the middle, and then probably the tricky sides here, and you kind of, I'm coming at it from this angle, and some bits are easier once you start getting a bit of a carve going. So I'll come over here, bit of daylight still. Oh, bit of daylight out there. You see, now we're slowly getting it down. I'm going to sharpen this blade, make sure it's ship shape. So I've done a little bit of work, but this bowl is coming along superbly. I like a good deep bowl because not only is it nice for, like, say, cooking a sauce and versatile, if you want to scoop stuff, you've still got a bit of depth. So I always like to have a nice bowl, even if it is a smaller, sorry, not as a deep bowl. Well, now when you hear me call the spoon a bowl, it's because this part here is called the bowl. That's why you hear me say bowl. So I'm referring specifically to that area. But yeah, it's It's come along beautifully. Beautifully. See how... And now as you get closer to finishing the bowl with the carving, the inside of it, is you'll start to make the cuts, clean up cuts. You'll naturally end up doing it. You won't have to think about it. You'll just kind of do it in your brain. Really. That's what I find. You get a lot of that muscle memory when you make stuff like this, which is really cool because you just go into that flow state, into that cool, dreamy state where you're just perfect in your moment. And that's why spoon carving, I highly recommend it, no matter who you are. You know, it's such a tranquil, beautiful. You know, you can make something and go, wow, I carved that. Oh, you know, and there's so many things that come into play. It's so simplistic, but so many things come into play. For example, you know, you learn how to sharpen tools, you do your research, you're like, oh, that's what I need for the bowl, you know, and before you know it, you know all these little things like, oh yeah, you know, I've got a sharp blade, good quality blade, this blade's better than that blade. It's also very physical at the same time, surprisingly physical. So look at that, sold, you know, with the spoon carving, but I highly recommend it. I've even had certain mates get into spoon carving and I've never ever heard anyone regret it. Not yet. People do well. And it's the type of skills nearly anyone could pick up and learn and do if they want to. Nothing complicated about it, you know. It's like, oh, that wood's that. Oh, cool. I'll start on that wood. Oh, I need this. Oh, I might need an axe. Oh, I'll get that. I'll get a better axe, you know, or whatever. There's an area I have done a little bit of it, and I feel like I want to do more of it, which is carving like little spoons and stuff on the kind of go. That's why this pocket knife's really good for that kind of thing. I want to do more of it. I have done it. Just like it's like an everyday carry kit. It's like, oh, I'm going to carve a spoon right now while I'm out of this twig kind of scenario. And that little pocket knife, it's, in my opinion, it's one of the best you could get for that sort of thing. Yeah, it's I love all that hobo kind of culture, you know, having the right tools in your, you know, you could be on the street, but you got the right tools, you know, and you got ways you survive. I love all that. It's such a cozy thing for me, you know. To me, that kind of stuff is really cool, and I'm always going to have that side to me where it's like, I don't care, I could have, you know, the richest house or whatever, but I'm still going to be like, have that mentality where it's like, I'm never going to look down at going to the woods and, you know, carving a spoon or something, you know, that kind of stuff, or appreciation for it at least. And it's kind of like, it's all ages, you know, all types of people, you know. It keeps you grounded. It really does. That kind of thing. Okay. Now the bowl, it's beautiful, nice and deep. So now what I'll actually do, the last thing to do, which is always the case for me, is the outside. Just a little bit more on the outside of this bowl. It's not a lot, but get that beautiful, just a little bit off these parts, a little bit off the back here. Like I said, that's the hardest bit to remove. And this spoon, oh yeah, can't wait till it's done. I can't wait to see what people think of it. Like, they're gonna love it, like I love it. Oh well. Look at that. From a floorboard, you know, into a spoon. Floorboard spoon. The ultimate floorboard spoon. 2000. Yeah. Batteries not included. Now, it's the sanding. Oh, this part's fun to me. Sanding it all. It's getting dark outside. There's so many cars, man. People really come out here on the weekend. I'm actually quite surprised how many cars are here. It's definitely be quite a busy road right there. Look at that, guys. Turned out beautiful. Floorboard spoon. I don't show things off well normally, so I'm trying to there's a couple of facets that are left behind from carving, but I'm not too fussed about getting them all out. Kind of gives it that handmade look still, which it is. But yeah, beautiful spoon, very strong. Well, guys, the spoon is done, and sorry about the lighting on the GoPro, but yeah, it's wow, yeah, it's amazing. It looks really good, feels really good. Beautiful long handle, bit of class up here, nice and very strong, very stabilized. The wood, yeah, a maple floorboard spoon. Thanks for watching, guys. But yeah, I might not be doing that many videos, and it might be a while till I do one again. I'll see how things go. But I got things I need to focus on, and I take pretty seriously, and things that I didn't take seriously in the past, now I'm in a place where I'm like, no, this is a priority to me, with certain people and connections. So thanks for watching. Big Borry out. Love you guys.